Hi there, welcome to the Startup Screen Printing Podcast. My name is Jesse, and we're going to call this episode 0. And I wanted to give you a little bit of an introduction to myself and what I hope this podcast is going to be, what my purposes are for starting a podcast versus the YouTube channel. And then we'll jump right into episode 1 with some real content. So if you don't already know, if you haven't seen me on YouTube, I have a YouTube channel called Startup Screen Printing. So if you're finding the podcast first, be sure you go over to YouTube and you subscribe to me over there and watch the videos. I'm talking a lot about screen printing, starting a screen print business from home, and specifically screen printing with water-based inks, because that's what I've been using since I started my business in 2017. Now, I've been in screen printing since about 2012. I worked for a company first as their senior designer. In fact, the only designer, ran the entire design and artwork side of the business, and then also managed the production team. So I got a crash course in screen printing and screen print production. And throughout my 3 or 4 years with that company, I really learned a lot about screen printing and fell in love with the industry. So fast forward, I left that company because I moved, and they actually sold to some other new owners. Both the previous owners and new owners were my friends, and I helped the new owners get familiar with screen printing in general and how to run that particular screen print business. But then I transitioned over to starting my own screen print company once I moved from Tennessee to Colorado, and started that company with my brother-in-law. And then now I run it myself and run it out of my home right here in this basement. If you're watching this on YouTube, then you see the basement behind me. And you probably have already seen my print shop tour. If you haven't, be sure you go watch that. So I started this company, and I've been running it as a side gig, and I love it that way. But I wanted this year to be more focused on bringing educational content to anyone who's looking to do what I've done. You start a screen print company or start printing for your own brand. For some reason, start screen printing at home. I want to help you get started with that. And so this podcast is one way that I want to help you do that. Now, I love video. I love YouTube. I subscribe to YouTube Premium. I watch YouTube videos all the time. Anytime I need to learn something, or I'm just enjoying a new topic, a new hobby, I turn to YouTube before anything else. So I love that platform. And I love that I'm able to provide videos that are educational on that platform to anyone else that wants to get into screen printing. But I first loved podcasts, and I've wanted to do a podcast for a long time. And so I'm finally bringing that to you, and I'm really excited about it. My reason for doing a podcast in addition to the videos is not all of our topics really necessitate video. Now, I'm going to still provide a video version of these as you're watching this on YouTube. If you're seeing it, then obviously you know that. If you're listening to audio, then it's just the audio version, and that's plenty. But there's not always a need for having video, because I'm not always standing at the press actually doing something that you need to see. But also, there are things that we can talk about that I can tell you about my experiences on that have nothing to do with the physical print side of the business, and have everything to do with more business and thought topics and strategy and other questions that just don't require the equipment. So, and you can listen to audio anywhere. You can listen to it in the car. You can listen to it while you're working out. And so I think it's a great platform, and I'm excited to bring some content onto this platform. So if any of that interests you, if you've watched any of the videos and you're excited about more of the content that I'm putting out, and you would like to hear more of the things that we're going to talk about that aren't necessarily related to physical acts like printing, then I hope you'll subscribe, and look forward to bringing you more content in this new medium. And we're going to talk right off the bat. Episode 1 is about which press to buy. What kit should you buy if you're trying to get started? If you're trying to get started. If you're, you really want to get into screen printing, where do you start? What materials do you need? What's the minimum entry point? And what do I recommend? Where did I start? That sort of thing. So if you're looking for that answer, I'm excited to bring that to you in episode 1. So be sure you subscribe so that you don't miss that episode. And then we'll jump right in episode 2 into finding your first customer, telling people that you're doing screen printing, and then we'll go on from there. So that's it. Look forward to bringing you more. Be sure you follow me over on Instagram at Startup Screen Printing. Same thing on YouTube if you don't already. And be sure you subscribe here to the podcast. And let me know if you have any specific questions or what you think about the content that I'm bringing you. And so reach out to me, DM me, whatever it takes. Let me know. I love hearing from you all. So until then, I look forward to bringing you episode 1. Be sure you tune in.